Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So Bitcoin looking very good here, as we can see. We broke above our midpoint. Tested up towards the actual upper level, came back tested the midpoint and bounced off it quite nicely. This is what we were looking at yesterday morning, price action down here, and we were after basically the bounce for the bullish scenario, which is it's good that that's what happened. We got the bounce. We were actually even also back above the upper quartile resistance as well. So we are trading within this range. So things looking good here. Do we blast on through 42,000 and onwards and upwards deep into the 42,000s, or do we just are we just prepping for a test into this 42,000 resistance to then potentially get rejected and then attempt to make a nice higher low on a higher time frame than the 4 hour, maybe a daily, and then trade sideways and then try and take it out. These are the options. Obviously things are looking good. I do struggle to see that we can just blast straight through. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We have got FOMC today, so we've got a catalyst for market moves, to say the least. But yeah, all in all, so far so good. We are populating price action now well deep within the top half. Even looking like we have got a chance of taking out obviously this of the whole range, the range high. So yeah, it's looking good. I mean, what I would kind of expect is that we just traded similar something to like what we've got going on here, but to obviously to the upside. But that is not necessarily what is going to happen. So yeah, so we shall have to see. But yeah, all in all, things looking good. Things still looking bullish. The only thing that just concerns me is just obviously how important this level is. But I mean, on the flip side, if we do take that out, then we are going to be looking extremely good for moves. I mean, I would say at least up towards 50,000, and then we'll try and establish a range within here, potentially with the bottom side of that range, the bottom side support being the $42,000 level that we would have broken through if that is what we are doing. So yeah, looking a lot better. What a difference a couple of days makes. Also, what we need to look at is the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing and the Bitcoin dominance, because they are getting hit. And what that kind of suggests is that the market thinks there is obviously a decent chance that we can basically blast through this level, because at that point obviously Bitcoin will outperform, and people want to be in Bitcoin rather than altcoins, even Ethereum, because they won't keep up. So they are prepping for a move through this level. That's what this is telling me. It is telling me that it's getting ready for a big Bitcoin move, or at least some market participants are expecting that. And you can see it again on the Bitcoin dominance as well, moving up very nicely. Actually hit our downward sloping trend line now. So yeah, there we go, hit that level. So at some point this will retrace, but where it comes from, I mean, it could come from here, or we could come and test some of our horizontal levels, maybe around 52 or 54%. But nonetheless, this isn't a downtrend. I expect this. I mean, you can see it looks very much like an ascending wedge. Looks very much like a bear flag. And eventually when it breaks down, we should see some nice altcoin action. But yeah, like I said, at the moment Bitcoin is threatening to make a big move out of its larger range. So clearly altcoins are going to suffer when that risk, that potential is on the table. Let's look at the USD pairing, just for sake of completion. USD pairing, as you can see, is above our levels of support. Again, taking out this horizontal, which is obviously this high here, would look good for continuation the move. The next level, the next resistance level is going to be obviously this one we got drawn in here. So yeah, it can break above here, trace sideways within there. It will be looking good, but this is obviously the dollar value, so it is going to basically follow the direction of Bitcoin pretty much. Also, the DXY easing off a little bit, as we can see, easing off into our our support box has fully and formally lost this trend line. So that is good. Are we going to attempt to put in a back test of the underside of the trend line and then a rejection, or are we just coming down from here? But what I will say is losing this basically in this box, I think would be pretty indicative of we are basically gonna trade lower over time and struggle to get back up to take out this level. But obviously we've got FOMC today. I mean, we just wait to see what they say today. Are they gonna say something that then rallies the dollar? We shall have to obviously watch out for that. Starts to get a little bit of a pullback, but only realistically into our support level. They're still hanging there or thereabouts. These just look like they're in a sideways consolidation mode, awaiting Jay Powell to talk whatever rubbish he's going to talk. Anything else we want to look at here? Oh, we'll just have a quick look at the worst chart in crypto. The YZ chart. Look at it, absolutely disgusting. Those guys should be hanging their heads in shame. Just pure patheticness. But anyway, they need to start doing something rather than messing about with all these other I don't even know what they are, spirit swap exchanges and BSC whatever BS, and just concentrate on rolling out the collateral lending and doing the actual things on ETH rather than just basically just acting like a bunch of charlatans. Anyway, so let's have a look at the stochastics for Bitcoin, because they should, obviously the higher time frames be looking good, lower time frames be looking extended, but yeah, 4 hour has had a nice pullback, a nice bullish reset, and yeah, now moving back up again. So the 4 hour now does have room to run. 10 hour, we'll just wait for that 10 hour to load. Yeah, 10 hour also had somewhat of a bullish reset, is now turning back up, so now does have has some fresh space to move into. 12 hour looking to turn back up as well. Daily getting extended, but obviously still pointing up. And then 2 day nice and deep into that bullish zone now, and got plenty of room to run. So I mean, this is going to help support price action going forwards. 3 day, if it gets moving a bit higher towards above the 50%, then yeah, this will give us some good support in the higher time frame. Also 5 day turn back up from a very low level, so potential to drag Bitcoin to all-time highs. Same with the weekly, turning up from a very low level. If it does basically get going, potential to drag Bitcoin back to new all-time highs. I mean, what I would potentially expect on this weekly is sort of if we are going to basically go to 150k, is sort of price action like we've seen here, or well, not price action, but the action on this indicator, just meandering its way up, higher highs, higher lows. That's what I'm expecting rather than a straight shot up, but I mean, we have had straight shots up before, as you can see. So yeah, we could potentially do that, but nonetheless, looking promising. Green shoots of recovery. 2 days still diving, monthly still coming down. So these obviously are the highest time frames that we are looking at, just to give us a gauge of what's going on. But it is good to see how much they have pulled back. Monthly looking like it could turn back up, not too far from where we are now, and weekly looks like it has basically had a very nice reset. Bi-weekly, sorry, nice reset. We can't really call it a bullish reset because price action's got hammered, but a nice pullback. So when it does turn back up, much the same as with these ones, it'll have a lot of room to run to the upside. So we have got potential. We have got potential here for some good moves here. I do think things, if we do start to move to the upside, out of this range, will start to get a bit wild. We should see some big moves, big moves, but down, even potentially wicks well below the 42,000, but then brought back up. I think we will start to get a lot of volatility, as obviously there will be a lot of people expecting a bull trap within this zone. A lot of people just selling off, expecting basically a bull trap, just to put in a lower high in here and then come back down and take out these lows. But then there will also be the people expecting 150k Bitcoin, expecting Bitcoin to pull through, expecting Bitcoin to potentially get into the 50Ks and then come back and test maybe the low 40Ks before then making that move up. So there will be all sorts of opposing forces all sorts of wild price action. I believe, I mean, yeah, I mean, very easily, I mean, you can see the width of this wider range. You could very easily have a wider range from not far off 60,000 to not far off 40,000. So we are talking like a $20,000 range. And don't forget, Bitcoin wasn't even $20,000, didn't get back to $20,000 until not long ago. So a $20,000 trading range for Bitcoin is going to be pretty incredible. But yeah, that's potentially what we could have coming. Obviously, flip side, I mean, if we do reverse this and start to come back down, I don't think we're going to turn on the sixpence. I think we will have to, we'll probably trade around this upper level before losing and coming down and then trading low. I think with the momentum of this move up, I don't think we're just going to turn straight back down. Although it has happened before, as you can see just here, all the way back up and then back down, but this was quite early on in this whole sideways. And yeah, as you can see, price action did want to trade sideways for a longer period of time. So yeah, it was fair enough for us to bounce up and down a bit more obviously here. But yeah, now we are threatening to take out the top side. Altcoins are look like they're preparing themselves by selling and moving into Bitcoin. So yeah, so things could get interesting. Things could get very interesting. So we shall see what happens. So yeah, there we go, guys. Thank you for listening. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I should speak to you guys soon.